Well, greetings and salutations, test takers. This is Series 7 Guru coming to you from my off-grid studio, getting our kicks on historic Route 66 with an explication request. If you have an explication request, you can send it to explicationrequest@guruexamprep.com. Here's today's request. An investment of $5,000 made 16 years ago is now worth 20,000. So we have the present value of 5, future value of 20. Using the rule of 72. Now, in the test, I would be prepared to have you recognize using the rule of 72. They might not tell you to use the rule of 72. In other words, this question might have read an investment. Your client has $5,000 to invest. They need in 16 years $20,000 for their 2-year-old to go to college. What is the annual rate of return necessary? And then you would have to recognize the symmetry of the question. In other words, I didn't say the person has $4,783.16. I didn't say they have now 18,750.36, right? So the symmetry is kind of the hint that we could use rule of 72 perhaps to do the math. All right, there's our 5,000, there's our 20,000. The time horizon here is 16 years. This is a financial journey we went on, a 16-year financial journey that took us from 5 to 20. You know, when I'm on a financial journey or in a journey of any kind, like Vegas is 180 miles door to door, 90 miles halfway to my trip is a place called Dolan Springs. So, I like to look and see where I'm at halfway and how fast I'm going and whether I'm going to get to my financial destination, right? So half of that, my halfway to this financial journey was 8 years. So that's when we were halfway through this journey. And so I say, okay, well, if I could have doubled my 5 to 10 and then doubled it again, that would be the answer to the question. So what do I need to double 5 to 10 and then 10 to 20? And the rule of 72 says we can take 72 and divide by the number of years to figure out that rate of return. So if it's 8 years to double from 5 to 10, that's 9%. And again, 72 divided by the next 8 years says it's going to take us another 8 years to double to 20. So the answer to the question is 9%. That's what it takes, and using the rule of 72, to double 5 to 10 and 10 to 20. So you have to recognize the symmetry of the question. I'd be prepared to not be told to use the rule of 72. In other words, they might say, your client has $100,000 today. He wants to retire 20 years from today with $400,000. And then you say, I bet it's one of those rule of 72. Well, remember, inch by inch, your exam is a science, yard by yard, your exam is hard. I'll see you in the next explication request. You can also put Rule of 72 in the channel search bar and see some more examples of using the Rule of 72. Bye-bye.